Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambitions, Sphere of Influence on the Mysterious JG. I've had a nice long holiday weekend. I've put a bunch of time into this game. I think we're finally going to be winding up my big holiday play of this, which has turned into a couple weeks worth of videos. We're not probably going to be winning. We're at a point now where the ending is going to come and it's going to surprise me. Like, I'm not going to know. We're just suddenly going to take a city and be offered the warband ending. And I'm not going to know exactly when that's going to come. I don't think it's coming anytime real soon. I don't think we've taken enough cities yet. We're gonna certainly clear these guys off the map before that happens. But I'm taking more cities down here than I did when I'm in my off-screen goofing around. And it's at some point we got to attack the Uesugi, because I'm not trying to get them to join the coalition against the Date. So we might as well be using them. And it doesn't look like they, Nanbu were able to take these cities from the Oda after all. The Oda, the Date. Because like our other allies, they're not willing to march from their cities back here that have the troop counts. They don't have that many. Yeah, they're kind of a weird force. They don't have a lot of powerful allies up here, so they end up taking a bunch of cities. And just by having multiple cities, all these cities, they get reasonably high troop counts, but they never build up into a really good force. Like, this would be kind of an easy mode force to play as. Without a bunch of historical quests to distract you from playing however you want. I could play as the Nanbu, like, I could throw in some created officers, as I always do anyway. They'd be pretty damn tough to beat, but whatever. Let's keep the turn going. We ended the last video with a big mass battle victory, which that was really good for us. Shina clan is allied with Uesugi clan. Karoku have taken this castle. Where was that? That was up here. Okay.
Acknowledged. Leave it to me. Acknowledged.
Anyway, yeah, we pretty much are going to win these two battles. So we will be, in fact, driving the fighting monks of Shaolin Temple back to just Asakurayama Castle will be where they make their last stand in all likelihood, unless this army is still intact enough. And no, they need to relax and back off after they take Dayoshi Castle. It's time for Natsuko Sasaki to lead a punitive expedition against the Asakura. And by lead a punitive expedition, I mean it's time to finish them. We're going to run out of food if I march everyone in the world at all times. I certainly can't be selling it a lot anymore. It's May. We've got a couple of months. We got to get you a few more turns. I don't think I'm getting through all of it, but I should be at least a little careful. Probably not a good idea to, for example, launch a big attack against the Saika or the Suzuki or whatever they want to call themselves before the next harvest. And we have, I think we moved him to Ishiyama Temple, didn't we? It would be Ryo Ryotoshi with Elmendora the Avatar and Kikuhime. This is where I want to have our main army marching against the Saika to come from. Because Ryo Ryotoshi got humiliated, defeated. I'm glad he didn't get killed by the Saika. He's the guy who really should be leading our armies to get revenge. The Ashina did not decide to take some crazy mountain route to get to Numata Castle. But they have allied with the Uesugi, who... I wouldn't be that surprised if they were late. Yeah, they've gone hostile towards us because of our strong influence. I wouldn't be surprised at all for them to join the coalition now. I'm a little surprised they weren't already part of it. Oh, they're still fighting over here. Well, whatever.
Live by the sword.
And I've got nothing to add to that.
There is no foe we cannot defeat.
Utsunomiya clan was eliminated by the
Enemy
Takeda
officer
clan.
captured.
And enemy officers were captured. You do not... Who has all the prisoners here? And is it a unit I can send home? You've got 4 prisoners. You've got 12 prisoners. Just wondering if all these guys should chill out, or they should continue on to Katasu. Yeah, they should keep moving. Because if we take this, we now have an actual border with the Date. We don't necessarily have my best cities ever here because they're recently conquered cities, but Shingen's taken some losses, but I think we can either... Yeah, Shingen probably wants to push through and try to finish off the Satake. Punish them for having sought to oppose us. We're not going to be able to defeat the Date, but it would be nice to knock some of their allies completely off the board rather than just, you know, chillaxing, letting them stay alive. The Nanbu, I don't know how effective... Like, I like the idea. I don't know how effective the Nanbu really have been, but the idea that they joined the coalition and are harassing the Date in an unexpected way is nice. So I think we've maxed out our contribution. And the Miyoshi, who are constantly fighting us, are next, and the Hogan... Yeah, the next two are people that we're constantly beating up, and the Hojo are doing more than the Satake, but that's pretty close because they're fighting each other a lot. The Chosakabe are in there mixing it up. It's really the Date. Oh, the Nambu are just like, fuck. And it's like, oh yeah, you gave us a treasure or whatever. We'll pretend to be your allies, but we're not really doing anything. But they are attacking the Date a little bit.
Not ashamed to lose to a woman?
Who said I'm not ashamed? Maybe I just like the shame. Or maybe I don't like the shame and I lost a woman anyway, so...
You'll regret looking down on me.
Gained the fierce... So I've gained the fierce attack traits. Now I will sue you at Small Claims Court. Not Small Claims. Chocolate Castle wishes to surrender. A good tactic to avoid a waste from death.
Enemy officer captured.
Yeah. Shinken Takeda, aka Lu Bu. Might as well take their main castle if we can.
Myself.
We'll keep trying with the Mori. I don't think it's going to go very well, but...
How we do battle. Did you think you could beat us?
Aha! The Daisho Castle added them to my list of accomplishments. Here we go.
Enemy officer captured.
I think I was going to have them...
Back to base. We're going back. Yes, my liege. Everyone, follow me.
Alright. So we will let them be alive for a little while. I don't think they've got enough to actually take this castle. But if they do, they won't be able to take it quickly, and we should be able to get some reinforcement there. Although I've deployed from all these cities, so I don't have a lot of guys ready to just throw out troops. Vulture Bronco's there, but he's not actually involved in the combat yet, so we'll just let the AI sort that fight out. Want to avoid getting surprise attacked here.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, we're moving pretty aggressively here. Taking some unnecessary chances, but... Alright. Cough, cough. I guess I should move that guy to the place that has the fancy springs, but
Your orders.
I'm not paying
reporting
enough
in.
attention. We're winning. We got it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Okay.
Here's last month's balance.
We actually made more than we spent for the first time in a long time.
Reporting in.
Toyama Castle's finished development fully. We got some Ronins. Umabayashi Castle. We've got a couple of places that could expand. I guess they're all in the same cycle because they had similar populations and population growth, so they hit a a new level at similar times. Yeah, Takado's is a place that can spare guys to be lords, I guess. You are a terrible leader. Let's put you in charge of this castle that doesn't matter. Because these castles, like this castle kind of matters a bit, but this castle, these two are going to fall before the very shortly after whatever officers I send here arrive, so it will never be threatened by an enemy force. This one, on the other hand, haven't done this in a while. You are just not happy. You're at Nechi. So somebody would have to replace you. He's got to be some kind of cool sneaky figure from the novel, but it's not the novel. This is not RTK. All right, let's just find a city that's got plenty of officers. Sunpu. You. You are now in charge because you have above average military skill if you get attacked. And just all I'm doing now is just making sure there's 3 officers. That's all I can really do. Can't really be putting any more time into decisions than that because they're not going to make a huge difference, but I do want to be like, okay, let's have 3 officers with middling pull. Or even above average pull. There's some place, it'll be over here against the Satake probably. Yeah, we've got castles that don't have lords. Hamamatsu would be a good place. You're a good officer. No, you're an officer with a good portrait. There's a difference. Yeah, you can be the lord of this castle. Inui, tomorrow. Just looking for the same name to appear many, many times in a row, so I feel like they've got plenty of officers. You are a retainer. And you will now be in charge of that castle. Don't think I'm going to bother setting up that district I talked about and putting Colin Awari-san in charge. Like at this point, we're making gains on both fronts as long as I'm manually overseeing things, and that is likely to stop if I put an AI in charge of the district. Nothing to do with Colin Awari-san in particular, but remember what happened when Agwan Morand was put in charge of a district in RTK? They just sat there. There's nothing I could do to get the AI to move. In this game, you have a little bit more control, but still, it's like, why not just maintain direct control? Assuming direct control. Okay. Got a bunch of places to expand. To Yama Castle. Okay. What, if anything, are we working towards there? Don't care. Alright. So just build what makes sense. And, Hachimangu, eh? I'll work towards a Kargaman here. Probably won't actually happen, but... Toishi Castle. They actually already have their riding grounds. Probably was going to put a Kargaman here. But now it's like, yeah, all these places are affected by this Kargaman. I was hoping that the politician trait would trigger something neat to happen there, but it didn't. And Umabayashi Castle. Did you have something special I was working towards? No. I've already filled up all your slots, however I was going to fill them up. Let's work our way towards being able to use the specialty. And let's go with... I guess more conscripts. Screw it. Troops, troops, and more troops. That's what we need because we're trying to finish the game. I do, when I'm off-screening, reach a point where I just stop making adjustments. I just stop building new facilities. Every turn I do the auto, I keep doing the, oh, by the way, I like Kabuki Theater. I keep doing the, like 2 or 3 button presses that it is required to let overseers automatically develop. But I don't go around making any decisions on these things. Costs a lot of gold too, all this development. All right.
What are you wanting?
What's your deal? We're out of labor, but not gold. Nice. I vaguely care about this castle now, and they are working on conscripts as they should be. So they are moving towards the goal of being able to build, I think it was an arsenal. So that's nice. Isn't that nice? The fun is back. Oh, yes, Okay. Oh, I forgot I was going to send people to look for stuff.
There's no one we cannot defeat.
We kicked your ass.
The battlefield will be mine.
It's just me and my tribal friends.
Moving out.
Where's my tribal friends? I guess they didn't show up.
Yes.
Let battle be joined. Never mind, they just showed up late. Honda boss has joined the battle. Cool. Piston Honda's here.
Understood. Follow my lead.
Leave it to me. Everyone depend on me.
All right, we're just gonna sit here and plug it out until this battle's over.
Don't look down on us.
Don't look down on us. I hate that when you do that.
Leave it to me. Follow my lead.
Don't care about their tribes.
Follow my lead.
We just need to get in there and finish off this Data unit.
Pull back.
Alright, so we used the tribes as cannon fodder, although they were...
Enemy officer apprehended.
No, we apprehended the Date officer, the one who went... Guess you can finish off these guys too. Yeah, why go after this little city when we can go after their capital next? In the meantime, hey Hojo. I think it's time for us to, like, finish these guys off.
If you need me to.
Oh, thank you, whatever female character of the Hojo that was. They're... Okay, they're sending some forces here. The Date are putting up more of a fight than the Satake can against the Nanbu. The Date are putting up more of a fight against the Nanbu than the Satake will be able to put up against the Hojo, but that's because we're there mixing it up with the Satake as well. Looks like, boy, these are some rinky-dink units you got. But they might finally be making some progress here. Yeah, I think the Miyoshi have just been really depleted as soldiers. The Shimazu, we outnumber 3-1, and they're their closest rivals. And the Hojo, who are allies in the Mori, it's Shimazu and the Mori, the big clans who aren't involved in this war, are the strongest. The Uesugi are now stronger than any members of the coalition, just because they haven't been getting their asses kicked recently. And the Date are not that strong. It's the Miyoshi. I was looking to see the Miyoshi have been knocked way down, but in fact, the Date are the ones who are surprisingly not doing that great. So maybe they're losing more than I realized fighting the Nanbu. Anyways. Actually, the action to be watching is over here against the Satake. Because this battle could go poorly. Alright, if you're just gonna run away, I guess I'll come up here.
We march. Enemy officer apprehended.
Alright. Really does seem to be kind of over for the fighting monks of Shaolin Temple.
Back to the castle.
You mean the temple, Bronco?
Understood. We march.
Scared yet?
Scaredy cats.
Enemy officer apprehended.
So it looks like the Date are going to come down here and try to mix it up with us, although they're sending, again, weak units. Oh, I didn't mean for lethal to get absorbed into this castle, but I guess that means it's got officers now. Wherever lethal came from will no longer have officers, though. Hopefully it came from someplace they could spare some troops. Inuyama Castle is now really short. I need to finish this turn, even if the video goes a little long, and get some officers to move to Inuyama Castle. Because what I meant for him to do is march home, which is what these guys are going to do.
Back to the castle.
But Nagamasa Azai and Natsuko Sasaki are going to march on towards Ichijani Castle, which I think is their actual capital, like their main castle. As you can see, it's got a pretty good layout here of stuff that it oversees. Alright. Never give up, we're always there, fighting for freedom, except we're gonna get destroyed.
Run if you want. Run if you want.
Run if you want, run if you want, run if you run if you run if you want.
No one can oppose us.
Yoshishige Satake, I think that's like the clan leader.
Allow us
They're not even coming down here to help the Satake. They're just coming down here to guard their own city. They're going to let the Satake fall. Okay. Well, they can't stop it, but I thought they might make a cursory attempt. Just for appearance
Now
sake,
you're
you know.
stuck.
Oh, now it looks like they're marching on. Never mind. Matsunami Castle says they'll surrender.
Enemy officer apprehended.
So yeah, the fighting monks of Shaolin Temple are down to just Asakurayama Castle, which I think has to be in Asakura Castle originally. Like, at some point, they fought the Asakura, took this castle from them. Now they're allies because they're both just, you know, desperately trying not to get wiped out by me. I believe we're going to, what I'm going to do is grab all these units and have them march down here to try to finish off the Fighting Monks of Shaolin Temple, which is it's a name of some direct-to-video, not direct-to-video, it's a dubbed to English title for some Hong Kong movie that I saw on like videotapes years ago. Fighting Monk of Shaolin Temple. Looks like they're trying to break up the siege. Oh wow, okay.
Enemy officer
The
apprehended.
morale is obviously in the shitter for these guys because they're just surrendering as soon as our troops arrive. Well, I mean, let's just keep going then. It's not impossible that we take out the Date
Understood.
Acknowledged.
before this thing is all over, but it just seems unlikely. The Nanbu, they refuse to. Oh, I think that might be their clan leader. No, he's not. That guy that I think his portrait makes him look like he's of African descent is. Yeah, they are not quite taking any castles from the Date, but they're definitely throwing some punches. Alright, I said I need to let this turn finish, because I need to get some guys to Inuyama Castle to replace Lethal. Somebody claimed some kind of title from the Imperial Court I saw there, which is odd. Again, the ferocity trade. I'm ferociously standing around on my home base, I believe. Maybe that guy's out fighting. Fighting an army and winning. We're fighting an enemy and winning. We've got a castle surrounded and are winning. We got a castle surrounded and are winning.
Here's last month's balance.
We spent more than we made, and I didn't actually do a whole lot of infrastructure that turn. I did some. Yeah, our policy expense is ridiculous at this point.
Reporting in.
I mean, I could back one or two of them off, but just... Quite a few people have gathered at Ogaki Castle. Well, you know, all of these things will be there for us to do next time. I'll have a fairly busy domestic turn next time. Hopefully I will notice this, which is the you have a castle with no one to protect it. Hopefully I will notice and not ignore that. The thing I'm likely to just completely miss is the Inuyama Castle now has like no officers in it because, and this will save us some effort. Like, yeah, Lethal's here now, so this will save us having to assign people to this place. And I guess Lethal is just the castle lord because he's the highest ranking dude. But we need to get some people up here to run Inuyama Castle. So. This is fine. All right. It's the end of a long session for me. So I'm not going to go in doing all the domestic stuff, but I will take a quick look at the clan rankings. So as far as the coalition goes and the contributions, yeah, we've maxed out our contribution. We are constantly fighting members of the anti-Takeda coalition, which, you know, makes sense. It says term 26 months. And that doesn't change. So I think that's the total term, not how much is left. So there must be somewhere else where we can check that. Foreign. Relations with our clan. Refuse. Enemies we are at war with. The coalition stuff doesn't seem to show up here. So I don't know how many turns are left because it says 26, but it always says 26. So that can't be correct. But the Osaki and the... I guess it resets over time because the Kitabatake did... Oh, you know what? The Kitabatake have helped us fighting the... Miyoshi, but not since the actual coalition thing started, because they no longer have a border with any of our enemies, but because they're our vassal, they automatically join our coalition. The Yamago are apparently the anti-coalition, but haven't done anything. Neither are the Uragami, but they're fighting the Mori, so hopefully that'll stop the Mori from joining the coalition against us. In one of my off-screen adventures, they did, and that was, you know, mildly annoying. But yeah, nothing has changed here as far as the power rankings, except the Chosakabe have now climbed above the Satake, because the Satake are just kind of taking a beating. And the Hojo aren't doing anything unless I tell them to. They're just kind of being real passive. But at this point, anything the Hojo take is a city I don't get to take. So it looks like they're going to get Ishioki Castle on their own. That's fine. Shingen, after we take... the capital of Oda Castle, will swing by and grab Ishizuka Castle, and that'll be the end of the Satake. I think it's hard for me to tell because I can't tell how long we've got before the coalition things end. But it seems like the Ashina, well, the Date probably... The Uesugi are hostile towards us because we are fighting their allies, but they haven't joined the coalition. And the Mogami are hostile towards us. Wary of our ally Date clan. Oh, enemy of our ally Date clan. Whatever. Because they have a marriage alliance with the Date. And the storyline of the guy Masamune involves taking out the Megami, even though he had a marriage alliance with them. Yeah, but I think the Osaki clan, the Ashina clan, and the Date clan are fairly likely to survive the coalition ending because it will time out. The Honganji and the Asakura will not. And these guys never joined the coalition. And now they quote have normal relations with us. Well, that's not going to last, and we're taking them out. But the Miyoshi are probably going to live through this thing just because I can't be bothered to cross over to fight them right now. I have other targets which will gain me just as many cities with probably less effort. Although really, like a concerted push there wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'd better off doing a concerted push through these couple of like little jobber clans, and we're trying to build trust with the Mori, but no, they are too powerful to see us and be like, yeah, let's make nice. So like, no, they're either going to, like, they know that we're going to come after them eventually. And in the fullness of time, we would, except that we're going to win the game by the warband ending. What was I talking about? I was going to go to look at the clan page and just kind of compare power rankings. But yeah, we've got, we're 3 times this big in terms of population and soldier count as the next biggest clan, which are the Shimazu, whom we will never fight because they're too far away. So we've got this. I've known for a while that we had it, but I was just curious as to how big the advantage has become. Our policy expense is just stupid. We currently have 8 policies. The Otomo have 6, and they're paying like less than half. So I've got some very expensive policies. And the Otomo, who are paying less than half, are paying the second most of anyone. But as far as we got the highest max militia by a ton, because I've got a bunch of militia policies. And the highest max troops, 3-to-1 advantage on max troops. It's like 5-to-1 on militia. We do not. We have like the 4th most muskets. We haven't been getting muskets at all. We haven't set out to get muskets at all, but we just occasionally get them. Interestingly, it's the Saika who have the most muskets because they are like the super musket clan. We don't have the most gold. The Miyoshi have the most gold. Spend your gold, you morons. Income-wise, we have the greatest income by a considerable margin, but I've got so much policy expense, and I don't have like the high. Like I probably have the highest. This gold here represents income, represents revenue, not profit after you spend your monthly expense. So our actual, like if you calculated that, we probably still have the highest revenue of anyone, or income of anyone. If you think of it as income, like net income, we probably still have the highest, but it's not as impressive as it looks. But crops, yeah, look at how many crops we've got. We've got almost 4 times the crops of the Shimazu, who are the next highest. Supplies, we don't have the most supplies because I use them. We're way down the list on supplies, but we're about to get the biggest harvest of anyone at about 4 times the harvest of the Hojo, who have a slightly bigger harvest than the Shimazu because they just happen to hold the breadbasket of Japan as their territory. Alright, winning as the Hojo would be very easy. One of these, maybe I'll play as the Hojo when we do Ascension or Rise or whatever, that Awakening, just because it'll be easy. And I don't know the game yet, but that also seems almost, like playing as the Hojo is almost cheating. Unless you're playing in the scenario where they're going up against Hideyoshi and like the entire rest of Japan. Anyway, that's it for this extra long end video for an extra long session. I got weeks worth of stuff recorded today. I just took a holiday weekend and took a day and just fucking played Nobunaga's Ambition all day, and I don't regret it a bit. When we come back next time, it'll be many weeks later for me probably, but we won't be too far away from winning the game. Catch you guys next time.